Round 1. Fight.
Heroes never die.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Power, sex, power. They both come down to one thing.
Hungry gamers.
Hello, and welcome, boys and girls, to the 157th episode of the Hungry Gamers podcast. We are powered by 8bit.net and Audio Technica. I am an extremely humble host, Brendan White. You can find me on just about everywhere at Brendan8bit. And on today's episode, we are going to be covering off on Dr. Disrespect, a live-action Final Fantasy in the works, PUBG getting its own spin-off, plus lots more. But before we dive in, I need to introduce my two co-hosts. First, we have the human Wikipedia of Titty Cooking Games herself. You can find her at Miss Sally Hart. Welcome, Miss Sally Hart. And secondly, the king of Glebe Iron Fist. Find him at the arcades of via Salim TD, Mr. Salim Abraham. How you doing this Sunday morning / Saturday afternoon on the Hungry Gamers?
Doing good. My claim to fame, Titty Cooking Games. I hope that's brought up when I die.
Yeah, like when you have your own Wikipedia page, that will be on there. That is for sure. Like under profession or career or whatever they describe it as. That'll be there.
Create a doctorate.
You know, people would follow. You could create a cult. You know, you could create a new religion. You could create a new profession, but people will be following.
As long as I ain't talking about Tifa.
Yeah, I'll be following as long as it's in a positive light. So
you missed out, Sam. You really missed out. Hard hitting news we covered last week.
Yeah. Some real life-changing stuff in the world of gaming. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We're here to talk about the real problems.
Yeah. No stones were unturned. No eyes were dry. That episode, it was touching. It was
Not a cup was empty.
Cutting edge. We have the full contingent back again for episode 157. We've got a lot on the plate today, but I thought I'd ask you this quick question. On the back of the Harry Potter hysteria, and I guess my more so boredom on Twitter last night asking this question, I want to ask you guys this. What are your Pottermore answers to the following? We're going to do Hogwarts house, your Patronus, your wand, and your Ilvermorny house, which is something that was completely alien to me until logging on to Pottermore and working out what the heck that's about again. So, Miss Hart, did you want to lead us off?
Sure thing. Yeah, I had no idea what the house thing was. Like, is that something that got introduced later with, like, Fantastic Beasts or something, maybe? I don't know. I kind of dropped off the wagon after, I'm not going to do spoilers. So, Hogwarts house, I am unfortunately Gryffindor.
Hey!
I don't think that's meant to be me. It feels like a goody two-shoe house. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
so
that's probably the best way to describe it. It's the gold star teacher's pet house, right?
Oh. Exactly. First in line, fucking do all the homework, that kind of person. I don't think that's me. I don't know. Maybe I should read into it more. I feel like maybe there should be more to it. Are we going down the line?
Oh, we do like house each and then onto the Patronus, you reckon?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. Dream, I'm going to take a guess for you and say it's not Gryffindor. And I'm probably going to put short odds that you are via the way of Pottermore in Slytherin.
Oh, 100% he's a Slytherin.
Wait, I'm pretty sure I said this on the show maybe like 4 weeks ago when I reviewed Wizards Unite. But yeah, I am. I'm absolutely. Not only am I in Slytherin, I'm head boy in Slytherin.
That is quite the title.
Huh?
That is quite the title.
Yeah.
Head boy.
Yeah.
Head boy.
That's a thing. Is it? Yeah. I've actually started
maybe in certain schools.
I've actually started reading the books again.
Oh, really? Is it good? How do you find reading the books now that there's a movie out there telling you what characters look like?
I certainly imagine the characters as the actors that play those characters, but I don't know. It's fine. It's easy. You don't think about it too much. There are a lot of characters in the books that you just don't see in the movies at all. So
no, I've heard about that.
Yeah. So it's cool.
All right. So my Hogwarts house in this Pottermore scenario landed me in Ravenclaw.
In Ravenclaw.
In Ravenclaw, and if we go sort of snake style and jump onto the Patronus, my Patronus is the Kingfisher. Dream?
That's a bird, right?
That is the bird, like a little sort of teal and brown coloured bird, adept at getting fish out of the water, funnily enough, I guess, hence the name. So, I am the Kingfisher Ravenclaw dude. I'm not the best boy at Ravenclaw, sadly. I'm just one of the many, but I'm happy with that.
You're in a bird house and you got a bird Patronus.
Oh, and you wait to my Ilvermorny house. It's also bird themed, so it's all happening here. Dream, what about you? What's your Patronus?
Mate, it's a platypus. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's a platypus.
I think you're right, because I remember you doing this when we went to that bakery.
Yeah, get meat pies.
Yeah, get the pies and the morning coffees, and I'm pretty sure you did it either on the way there or when we got back to the old studio, and you unveiled your platter pie.
There you go.
Platter pie. It's such a cute animal.
Don't let the looks fool you. We got a poison barb in our thumb that will fuck you up.
All right, I won't do thumb wars with you. My Patronus is a hyena.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, I didn't actually like that either.
It just makes me think of the hyenas from The Lion King.
Same.
Like, would you be? I think you're probably Whoopi Goldberg. She's the sassy one in that.
I want to be Ed. Might as well. I'm in Gryffindor.
All right. If we snake it back, Gryffindor hyena, what's your wand?
My wand is a sycamore wood with dragon heartstring core. I'm 12.5 inches and surprisingly swishy flexibility. Ladies.
It sounded like you were reading one of those like dating, like the dating videos from the 90s where you're sitting in front of the camera.
I was going for more like, TV shopping, but same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Dreamo, I'm wondering, is your Pottermore wand different than the wand you had in the Wizards Unite, or did you end up somehow the same?
I don't actually know.
Okay.
I don't know what my Pottermore wand is, and my phone's dead, so I can't quite tell you what my my Wizards Unite wand is, but I'm pretty sure it was something like, it was like 9.5 inches, oak.
It was oak with a unicorn hair,
with a unicorn
heartstring.
Yeah, that's right, and then hard, and it was hard oak.
Okay,
9.5 inches of hard oak. That's what I remember.
Well, I'm packing the cedar wood with the dragon core heartstring, 11.75 inches. Giddy up, and solid flexibility. Yes, so that is my wand. And then if we sort of snake it back again and go the Ilvermorny house, as I said earlier, with a little bit of a spoiler there, bird themed. Thunderbird is my Ilvermorny house.
Is that really a house? Thunderbirds?
It is, because it's each one of these houses I was reading about it is based about like the wizard or the witch's like anatomy, so it can be like brain related, spirit related. This house is like a soul house apparently, and it lends itself to adventurers. The Thunderbird house. Oh. So that's me.
The Thunderbirds were adventurers.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know this, but I'm pretty sure the Thunderbirds are the Gryffindors of Ilvermorny.
Damn it!
Yeah, bunch of straight-laced hair combed to the side. I don't want to go further, but I think
do
you know
comb
what
my
you
hair
are.
to the side. Yeah, God damn it. What about yourselves, Miss Hart? Your Ilvermorny house?
I'm a horned serpent.
Hey, me
ladies.
too. Me too.
Hey!
Yeah.
See, I thought this one would be more Gryffindor because it says that, they were certain wizards and witches that were like very like scholars. They're like, oh, it's fucking Gryffindor.
That sounds like Ravenclaw-y.
You reckon?
Yeah, like Ravenclaw, like it's all about intellect and wisdom and, that's kind of the traits of Ravenclaw.
Yeah, so they represent the mind of a witch or wizard, the old horned serpent house. There you go.
No Wampus here?
No Wampus.
No Wampus.
But apparently a lot of people
Puckwudgie?
are the Wampus. No, the Puckmodgy, sorry. A lot of people I was talking to, they're all like, oh, I haven't seen anyone that's not a Puckmodgy. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Do you kiss your mother with that mouth?
Sometimes. And then she beats me for swearing.
Sure.
Yeah, you don't mess with Mama Loz. She's a tough old stick.
Is it true that you can take this information from like Pottermore and then go to Universal Studios and then like apply it there? That's one thing that I think someone like mentioned.
That'd be cool if you could.
It's like, it's Universal, right? That has like the Harry Potter land section.
Mm-hmm.
And they can give you a wand and all that sort of business.
That's cool if you could say, like, here's my credentials, and they build your wand based off that.
Here's my passport.
That's it. Here's my 11 and 3/4 inches.
Here's my 12 and a half inches.
Oh, damn it. I wouldn't even know what to do with all that.
So glad I'm the biggest.
Would not even know what to do with all that.
I'm compensating. It's okay.
All right. So outside of the Pottermore hysteria, what else have you guys been up to? Anything you've been playing? Anything you've been doing? Tell me the things. Miss Hart, did you want to lead us?
Yeah, I'll start off. So Dragon Quest Builders 2 had a demo on the Switch, which I thought I'd jump on because there's a lot of elements to it that look like Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, why not? I'll give it a go. And I was discussing with Sam because you played the first one, didn't you, Sam?
I did.
Yeah. And I've got to say, the start is such a fucking drag. It is so slow and draggy, and like it's that tutorial phase where they're trying to teach you the mechanics, which are pretty simple ones, like, you know, press this to break something to get a material, and then go to a crafting table, and then this is to move. But in between there, they're trying to set up the story, like establish like exactly what's happening story-wise, because you have the building mechanics, and then you have like the story and adventure mode. But it's just like, it's so much dialogue that it got to a stage where I just started skipping. I don't care what's happening now in the story. I'll figure it out along the way. I just want to get to the game. And I don't know how much I skipped through, but I still feel like I'm in the tutorial phase. Like, I built a little thing, I completed some quests, and I'm still being told, oh, to do this, you can do this. And I'm like, far out, just let go of my hand, let me go. Like, if it gave me an option to be like, hey, do you need the tutorial? Like, do you think so? I would have definitely gone in cocky and said, no, I don't need the tutorial, let me go. So maybe they can implement that, I don't know. But
that's tough because it's a demo and it's so tedious. Like,
exactly. Exactly. Maybe they're like, oh, we'll give you the demo. You can go through all this shit now. So, but no, it's given me a bad experience. So it's put a bad taste in my mouth. So I probably wouldn't buy the game based on that, you know?
Oh, wow.
Like, I don't know. I'm going to give it like more of a chance, but it's just because it was Minecraft, but the graphics of like the Dragon Quest universe, like the style and everything, it's adorable. It's so freaking cute. So I thought that would be the good angle on it. But right now, just the hand holding is killing me, and the dialogue, like, and by dialogue, it's all written. So it's just like, you know, all the blah, blah, blah at the bottom of the screen, and you're like reading through it, and you're like, okay, enter. Oh, Jesus, enter.
I love that sort of voiceover you just did then for the dialogue.
Wasn't it
dialogue
perfect?
Noise.
It's perfect.
Yeah. It wouldn't look out of place in just about every sort of, you know, JRPG style or anything in that sort of animation style where you're clicking through and it's...
Yeah.
See, I think I was actually more thinking like Alex Kidd, I think it happens in there.
Oh, yeah. And then
anyway.
Scissors, Paper, Rock.
Yeah.
From my experience playing Dragon Quest, the first one, Dragon Quest Builders, I was also a little bit dissatisfied with the speed at which you unlock the things that you can build, because in Minecraft you can do anything straight away.
Yeah, once you have like the
everything.
material.
Exactly,
yeah.
but like that's the only requirement, is that you have the material. The actual ability to like build is not restricted to you at all, whereas in this, it's definitely restricted from the word go, and that makes the whole thing sort of really boring, and it really does create a very slow start. So if that's happening in 2 as well, that's a little bit disappointing, but at the same time, I think that the first one was definitely, it's a game focused at children, and I think that it's trying to handhold a child through the building process, because there's a lot you can actually do in the first one, and it sounds like this one is also probably aimed at a younger audience, which kind of sucks, because I had fun with it, I really did, but it just, I don't know, it's capped, you know. The
I kind of hope
it's
not meant for kids, because you find dead bodies on the shore
in the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, same kids 2 years older, maybe. I don't know. Maybe
Helping them kids grow up.
Yeah.
Well, I
Some
guess.
real life lessons. But it's interesting in that regard. Like, I think about kids and technology these days. They're probably more adept at picking up something like this and working out on the fly than we are, and yet they've pumped all these tutorials and hand-holding mechanics in it, yet 5 minutes in, the kids are probably building houses and whatever else. Like, Nintendo, what are you doing? Come on now.
Well, it might not be, like, the problem is maybe I can't see between the fact that I'm being jam-packed with tutorial and story. So I think it's like, here's the learning element, but here's also story. Here's what's happening. Here's a little bit of, like, who you are, who we are, what's happening right now. Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Like, meanwhile, this is how you pick up a box. I think it's just too much just, like, chucked in there. And I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm really impatient, so like could be an element too.
You impatient?
No, it's 12.5 inches. No. So who knows? I just wish there was a skip element, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
You've lost me to the inches. Yeah, it's interesting. So, because this game, releases in a few months' time, I think, in full, but they've just got this, like, time demo available to try and generate interest, but it sounds like it's almost going to go the other way and force people away from playing this game.
I don't know. Like, some people might enjoy it. Like, some people might be really into the Dragon Quest universe, and to them, they might be enjoying it because they get that story element, and then they also get that freedom now where they can, build things, like build a kingdom and kingdom balls and then defend themselves against, token Dragon Quest monsters. But to me right now, I feel like I'm being pulled by, like, my freaking hand, dragged through the fucking tutorial, because kicking screaming, man.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like something that I'm going to even give the light of day. So, yeah, thank you for that honest
Good
review,
write-up.
because it's going to save me some cash.
If it changes, I'll let you know.
Yeah, something that didn't save me much cash this week is the Elder Scrolls Online. I'm back, baby. I'm back.
I saw that on the agenda. I'm like, that motherfucker took my thing. I said I wanted to try it, and you're like, you know what? I'll jump on.
Well, I'm waiting for you now. So,
True.
yeah, jumped on the Elder Scrolls Online and got into the latest expansion, the Elsweyr expansion, which is bringing dragons into the Elder Scrolls Online finally, which is pretty sick. I'm really enjoying it. Like, it's still more of the same ESO, if anyone's played it over the several years since it's been in existence. Or if you haven't, you're thinking of MMO, something like a World of Warcraft is a good comparison. ESO has better graphics than the World of Warcraft, that's for sure. But the sort of the races and the classes, you've got your traditional sort of spellcasters, you've got your Templar option, your Dragon Knight, which is your standard warrior. I've gone the Nightblade, so I've made like a little female wood elf Nightblade. So she's sort of like a little Arya Stark, little tiny meek thing that's just going to be sneaking around, ganking everybody from the shadows. So she's been rocking around, dual wielding some daggers, running roughshot through dungeons and things like that. So it's really good. It's just easy. Like the rotations for your abilities is really smooth. The controls are great. Being able to jump from first person to third person is really good too. So depending on how you've played Elder Scrolls games in the past, you can feel comfortable with that. Obviously, you've got a ton of mount options, aesthetics and cosmetics, heap of lore scattered throughout the world. Like the world map now is freaking huge. Like there's Morrowind, there's this Elsweyr expansion. They did like a Thieves Guild based one a way back as well. So the world is really, really realized and living and breathing, and so much to do, and all your little sort of classification offshoots you want to do on the back as far as leveling up abilities and certain other things. It's just oh my god, I was almost overwhelmed with what was going on the screen at times because there's just so much happening, but it's so good. I've missed MMOs.
Cost? Like, do you have to buy like a membership or something? Or?
Nah, so they did have like a monthly fee to start with that was compulsory. They've since scrapped that, so you could jump into the base game for I think $30 or $40 for the base game. But if you wanted to pay, I bought the full Elsweyr version, which was $70, and that gives you access to all the previous expansions plus the full game.
Okay.
And then if you want, you can pay, I think it's $15 a month to be an ESO member, and that gets you I think it's 1,600 crowns a month, which is like the in-game currency to buy stuff at the shop, so you can get new mounts, new skins, things like that, and then as well as some other additional perks every month. But yeah, you can just do a singular one-off purchase, have the game forever, and not be getting that sort of recurring payment a la World of Warcraft. But yeah, I'm loving it. So fun. Can
you just like run around naked?
Pretty much. Oh, well, in your in a G-string or some undies, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can be pretty well in the nud, and you've got, what is there, nine sort of races. So if you wanted to do an orc race or an Argonian, which are the lizard people, the Khajiit, which is like the cat people, you've got 3 different elf races, Nords, which is your Vikings, and a few others. And then you've got 6 different classes you can play as. Like there's a Necromancer class in there now, so you can sort of control and summon the dead and stuff, which is pretty badass. There's sort of, I can't remember, Warden, I think the class is, and you can actually have with one of your subclasses in that class, you can actually control animals. So sort of like a hunter, like a, what is it, like, was it a beast tamer or hunter dream? Is that what it was?
I can't remember.
But you know the one I'm talking about from like WoW, like the hunter offshoot where you obviously have animals come in and fight for you.
Oh, in WoW, it's just hunter.
Okay.
Yeah. Hunter, warlocks have it too.
Okay.
Who else has? Yeah, that's it.
Just those two.
Just those two.
Hunter, warlocks. What is this, Destiny?
Everything. I'm hearing so many things that break my heart. ESO has better graphics than WoW. Brendan.
It really does.
God damn it.
But it's also like WoW sort of lends itself slightly to a more cartoony look as opposed to true realism.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So different strokes. Different strokes.
I
But
really
yeah, it's so fun.
This. I really
It's so
want to
fun.
try it. But
Yeah.
I'll have to keep looking at it. I just don't want to get fully absorbed because I actually jumped back onto GTA Online this week, and so many things have added to it now. So I'm probably going to get more addicted to that again. So I need one gaming addiction at a time, please.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I might have to still put ESO on the back burner.
Yeah, this Elsweyr expansion, the dragon thing's a big hook. Being able to fight dragons and take down dragons is pretty cool. Anyone that's played Skyrim knows how awesome that is. So being able to do that in a shared online world with your friends, I think is pretty special. So yeah, I'll be playing a little bit more of this over the coming weeks and leveling up my little Wood Elf Assassin. So Wood Elf Nightblade, I should say, for Elder Scrolls Online. So yeah, kudos. I'm keen. Jump on. Come raid with me.
What are you playing that at the moment?
PC.
You're on PC. Interesting.
I've got it on the Xbox, and I'm like pretty high-end level on there, but I haven't played it on there in years. So I've done a clean build on the PC.
Cool.
Yeah, but that's about me for playing. What about you, Dream?
Well, it's been a couple of weeks, so I've played a few things, all strategy and sort of tactics games as well, which wasn't a conscious decision. It just sort of played out that way.
Strategic way.
I've played Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions, which is a Square Enix game from 2007. This game, I love this game. So it's sort of set in this world. It's sort of a fantasy medieval world where these 2 warring kingdoms are just at each other, and you follow a series of characters. But your character is this guy Ramza, who's a soldier. He's part of this like great house called Beowulf. They're like leaders of knights, so there's like this like immense pressure on this guy to just be like this really honorable knight. It plays out like a Shakespearean play. There's a lot of tragedy, there's a lot of betrayal, even the language between the characters, it's all quite Shakespearean, which is really cool. It's a tactics game though, so if you imagine like a chessboard or a grid board, you control a number of characters on this battlefield, and it's turn-based. You move them around, attack other characters, and win the map. The main thrust of the game, it's all about like the job system. So you get to change your character's roles between fights so that they can be like a knight in one battle and then like a white mage or a black mage in the next one. And they get to carry across like job specific traits between between roles. So like dragoons are typically the only class that can carry a javelin, but if you master something in that class, then you can use a javelin in any class. So it's really deep. It's pretty cool. I'm playing it on the mobile at the moment, and it's just a nice way to get me from train station A to train station B.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about the Onion Knight class?
I can't tell you a great deal about the Onion Knight class, only because I haven't unlocked it yet. It takes fucking ages to do that.
You would say there was many layers?
Wow.
It's a very tear-jerking class to play, that's for sure. It's very emotional.
Wow. Nice one, guys. Nice one. Great back and forth. No, I don't know too much about the Onion Knight class because I'm still yet to unlock it, but I'm about halfway, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, if you've played, there are a lot of like tactics games out there, and Final Fantasy, like there's 4 tactics games in the series now, I think. Like if you've played any of them, they all play the exact same way. You don't really need to learn anything new, but it's like a really fun game. The one thing I'm a bit, and I don't know if it's me, it's just that I find that I need to grind. Like, I need to do a random encounter to level my guys up in between every single story mission. And that's fine. It just, I don't know, it does get a bit old. But anyway, that's kind of my only gripe with it. Everything else is pretty good. It's a cool game. I think it's like $10. So if you haven't got it, you need a tactics game in your life, maybe choose that one. Yeah.
For sure.
What do you play it on? Is it a PC game?
Nah, it's mobile. So it's iOS,
it's mobile.
Android, and I think it came out on the PSP way back when, didn't it?
It did, yeah. This came out on the PSP. I wouldn't be surprised if it's on Steam. Like most Final Fantasy games are on Steam now, so maybe have a bit of a look.
Have a peep.
That's right.
Pika.
Total War 3 Kingdoms. I talked about this briefly a couple of weeks ago. I'll probably only talk about it briefly again. It's a turn-based strategy and real-time tactics game that came out this year. This game fucking is ridiculous. This game is crazy. Total War games are like just mind-blowingly fucking annoying.
Okay. I was curious to see when you were saying ridiculous, like,
Yeah,
is that in a positive light or is that a negative?
It's positive in like like, I don't know. It's
positively negative.
It's like it is. It's just a chore. It's a bit like a From Software kind of title, you know. It's not, but I'm saying it's like the difficulty. Like it's so rewarding when things work, but when things don't, it's so frustrating. And the problem with Total War games, because it's turn-based and there's so much to do, you might already be like fucked, but you won't realize it for 5 turns.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you're doomed well ahead of you actually being aware that you're doomed.
Yeah.
You're
The whole
strolling
point
along.
of strategy, though.
Yeah.
It is like it kind of is, but it's just it is annoying because again you might spend like half an hour on those 5 turns because there's just so much to do, and you might feel like you're doing well, and then this like huge army will just appear on your doorstep, and then another huge army will appear on your doorstep, and then you find out like all of these other tribes have broken their allegiances and decided to go to war with you. So you're like fighting a battle on so many. It's just so crazy. It's a great game. I love it. I think this in particular is a great Total War game. It's just so hard, and I think that's actually it's kind of one of the good things about this game is that it is consistently difficult throughout. Usually in Total War, after you get control of so many regions, it does start to be a bit easier, or there might be a period in the game where it just kind of takes its foot off your throat. Total War 3 Kingdoms, foot on throat whole way through. Everything is difficult. It's cool. I probably won't talk too much about like the mechanics of the game because there's just so much, but just like suffice to say, it's a great strategy game, and I would totally recommend anyone who's into turn-based strategy to get this game.
So you're enjoying where they have not really taken their foot off the gas as far as that consistent sense of impending conflict. Like even when you are becoming like quite the warlord and conquering many areas, there is still people rising up or going against you. You're enjoying the fact that you can't sit back and become the relaxed dream dictator knowing you've conquered the lands.
Yeah, no, I am, but like The interesting thing about this game compared to the rest of the Total War series is that this has a story weaved in and characters who all have specific wants and needs and allegiances, and they feel different ways about each other, and that all ties in. And so there's this faction that right from the get-go, they're kind of like the bad guys, and they go for you straight away, and they make these like really demanding requests. Like they'll ask you to give them all of your money and then a portion of your money for like 10 turns. And you also have to be like a vassal, which is, just their bitch basically. Unnecessarily, but like they'll make those demands and they'll threaten you with war. And that's kind of cool. And then like when they go down, it's a huge thing. It's like every faction acknowledges that this bad guy's gone down. It's cool.
I like that they weave in a good narrative to it as opposed to just go fight and take over this part of the world and then the next and the next. I like that they're weaving in a little bit of story and a bit of an emotional hook.
Yeah, and if you don't care for that at all though, like they give you the option. They're like, you can either do it story mode way, and I think what do they call it? It's like romance, like a romantic campaign. Or you can just do a straight up Total War domination style campaign. No story. Go fuck yourself. Let's just play the game.
Yeah. Sounds like my kind of game.
Yeah. Anyway, I highly recommend this game. I do love it. I know I might have sounded a bit negative there, but it is a genuinely challenging game, and it requires a lot. Like it takes a lot from you to play it correctly. So yeah. Give it a crack.
Yeah, you can't be half in. You got to be fully committed to succeed in.
Block out your Saturday. It's like playing Risk. If you've ever played Risk, you know that you need to scrap everything you're doing for that afternoon and get ready to like lose a friendship or two. That's kind of how Total War works. The other game I played, DOTA Underlords. Have you guys at all jumped onto the auto chess craze that's happening at the moment?
I haven't, but and I need to because I love chess. So I want to know more about this, because this game, it's in beta right now?
It is, yeah. And spoiler alert, it's nothing like chess.
Okay, all right. So my hype level just fell off a cliff.
You want this chess-like game? Well, guess what? It's not like chess.
It's close to Wizard's chess.
I don't know what that is either.
Harry Potter reference, guys. Fuck you both.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
All
yeah.
right. So this is DOTA Underlords. It's one of 3 titles in the newly formed auto battler genre. And this is being developed by Valve. Now it's kind of a response or a reaction to the very successful mod map on Dota 2 called Auto Chess. And the way that game works and the way this game works is that you play against 9 other players. I'm pretty sure it's 9. And there are turns, and every turn you face off against another player in a simulated battle. Like it's all automatic. You don't control anything in the fight. The only thing you get to do at the start of every round, you get gold. You get to spend that gold on pieces, which are characters or warriors, and they all have different types and traits that synergize with each other. And you place them on a grid board. And then at the start of the round, they basically just go straight for the enemy's pieces. And whoever's pieces are standing at the end of that round wins that round. And you go for round after round. Like usually it's about 30 to 35 rounds. If you're, doing well and in the top 3, it's crazy. And then if you lose a round, you lose life based on how many pieces are left on the board. As you progress through the rounds, you're obviously buying more characters, upgrading your characters, and also buying slots on the board to add more characters, if that makes sense. So you might be able to start off, I think when you start fighting, you can have 3 characters on the board, and then you need to unlock more slots so that you have more people there to give you an advantage. This game is so addictive, and so it's crazy how deep it actually is. There's an RNG element because you only get offered 5 pieces to choose from every time you go to the shop. And you can choose to get 5 new pieces, but that's going to cost you gold to sort of reroll those guys. You don't have to spend your gold either. So if you save your gold, you get interest. So
yeah, I love a bit of interest.
Love me a bit of interest too. And so you're constantly making a decision about whether or not you want to upgrade the amount of pieces you have, upgrade the pieces you have, purchase more positions on the board, or just save your gold so that you can have an advantage in the late game. Because if you save it, you basically get double what you would in a normal round if you work out your economy correctly.
Okay.
And then there's the whole battle side of it, where you need to place your pieces in positions that work. You want pieces that synergize well with each other because they have bonuses. It's just, and I don't know, it's crazy. Like, I feel like I've played a lot of it and I don't quite have a handle on all of the pieces yet. It's nuts. It's like, it's a surprisingly tough game and it's really good. Ali, you're laughing. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing because you're like, it's a chess-like game, and I'm like, oh god, that sounds exhausting. And like, I can't believe it's something that is more mentally exhausting than chess. That just sounds like an absolute mind screw. You're like going through all the different levels and everything of what's required to play this game, and I'm just like sitting here going, there's a lot of mind work going on here that I just don't think I can commit to.
It's not that tough. I promise you, it's not that hard to pick up. The core concepts are easy to pick up. It's about like the hard part, and this probably won't ever get easier. The hard part is in making the decisions about like what pieces you're going to get and making like smart decisions there, because you might get like a good piece like at level 1, but you need to buy that piece 3 times to upgrade it, if that makes sense. As soon as you've got 3 copies of something, it upgrades, and you might not see that piece rotate through the shop again, potentially for the rest of the game. And you've got to sort of roll the dice on that and measure that against like, well, if that doesn't happen, what other pieces do I have? What else? What strategy do I have here? What's my out? It's really cool. You know what? It fits so nicely in alongside like CCGs and MOBAs. Like, I feel like this is that crowd that will gravitate towards these auto battler games. Interestingly, Riot have developed Teamfight Tactics, so that's also in beta at the moment. And even though it's like, I feel like they're like, all right, how do we do this but make it different enough that we can get away with this shit? If you look at it, it's a board, there are pieces, but it's like, it's a hexagonal sort of grid instead of a square.
They changed the shape.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I just downloaded DOTA Underlords as you were talking about it, so I'm going to give it a look.
Yeah, dude, I'll totally play it with you later, man. It's actually really cool. It is. The thing as well, though, it's also available on phone, and I was playing it on my phone. I would not recommend to do that. The games can go for 25 minutes, and that on the phone chews up roughly 30% of my battery. No, not exaggerating at all.
How about those in-game purchases?
I've played it a few times. No bullshit, 30%, and no in-game purchases.
Wow. I'm genuinely shocked.
I'm sure they're coming. But to actually play this game, you don't need to buy anything, because it offers you everything as a mechanic in the game. It's just RNG on whether or not you get it.
But Sam, is there surprise mechanics? That's the important thing.
Is what?
Sorry, from last week.
Surprise mechanics.
Yeah,
surprise
that's the new buzzword courtesy of EA.
Mm-hmm. Loot boxes.
Yeah, instead of loot boxes, they're called surprise mechanics.
I love that. I fucking love that. Some PR dude patted himself on the back hard after coming up with that. He left the meeting, went home, had really bad sex with his wife, but thought it was great. Went to a bar later that night, told everyone how he just came up with a new term called surprise mechanics, and it was, quote unquote, a game changer. That's what happened.
And then they proceeded to tell Steve to please leave the bar. He's making everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You'll all see. You'll regret this.
You'll remember me.
Sorry, I feel like I've been talking forever. That's me.
That's good though. I'm excited. I'm interested. You certainly were getting the cogs turning in my interest levels when you were describing this DOTA Underlord. So I just installed it on the mobile. So maybe I need to install it on Steam as well.
You do. Yeah, don't play it on your phone. Like, I'm not exaggerating. 30%, and my battery's great. Lasts like a full day without charge. It's crazy how intense this game is for your battery. Hey, really quickly, I rented Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse this weekend. Like,
hell yeah! Did you watch it on? What'd you watch it on?
I was just watching it on my TV.
Yeah, but like, was it like 4K Blu-ray? Was it a Blu-ray? Was it just streaming?
It was streaming.
Oh, okay.
Streaming in HD. But
all right.
Yeah, I like my TV's crappy, so I wouldn't. Even if it was in 4K Blu-ray, it would still look like HD.
So did you enjoy it?
Okay.
I loved it. Oh my god, I've seen this. Okay. I've seen this film already, but man, I just wanted to mention it really quickly. Like, if you haven't seen it, it's worth every cent. Go and watch it. Like, however 100. You can, just grab it.
Yeah, just buy it on 4K Blu-ray. Chuck it in your Xbox One. Play it through there. It is one of the best looking things on a television you could sort of digest in any sort of sense of media, I think. Nice. Something else that's worth digesting, audiotechnica.com.au. Best in audio equipment. I know we talk about it every week, but they are, good friends of ours here on the show. If you're looking for headsets, microphones, in-ear headphones, cans, turntables, if you want to do some sort of, listen to a bit of vinyl at home, they have got it all at a very attractive price, and it is Japanese-made quality. We swear by this brand well before they came on board as a sponsor. So audiotechnica.com.au. While you're there, head on over to weare8bit.storeenvy.com to get yourself some tasty gaming merch. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, tracksuit pants, swimwear, backpacks, phone cases, and everything else in between. I think it's the most complete gaming-related geek store there is in the marketplace today. So weare8bit.storeenvy.com. And last but certainly not least, head on over to patreon.com, where we are edging closer to getting the Comedy Rewind podcast off the ground. But yeah, for those that don't know, patreon.com/weare8bit. Donate for as little as $1 a month. You're going to get exclusive access to the 8-Bit Cast early, as well as exclusive access to perks and swag that you cannot get anywhere else. So stickers, pins, t-shirts, hoodies, and also the chance to be immortalized in the family portrait. So patreon.com/weare8bit. But on to some news.
This week's news headlines.
And the first one. 2 weeks after suspending Dr. Disrespect for live streaming in bathroom, Twitch restores his channel. And this comes via way of Cecilia D'Anasto at Kotaku. Earlier this week, Twitch reinstated Guy Dr. Disrespect Beam's gargantuan Twitch channel. This follows its removal after an incident at E3 involving a camera, a public bathroom, and a 14-day suspension. Dr. Disrespect, whose whole shtick is a bald-faced irreverence, was attending California's E3 convention when, on the show's first day, he and his camera person live-streamed Dr. Disrespect entering a bathroom. Tens of thousands of viewers watched him walk past bathroom-using attendees and go into a stall, all of which was apparently a violation of Twitch community guidelines. Twitch suspended him as a result, and on top of that, E3 revoked his badge. Dr. Disrespect didn't seem to be taking his ban very seriously, as evidenced by his posting an E3 recap video describes as, in quotes, mishaps lead to recaps, and posting emotes of himself in a bathroom stall. Earlier this week, Twitch reinstated his channel, and predictably, his fans are pumped. Dr. Disrespect has remained offline, but his chat is full of exciting viewers anticipating his next stream. Twitch declined to comment, and Dr. Disrespect did not immediately respond to Kotaku's request for comment. So here we are again with this double standard bullshit due to Twitch being fearful of losing meal tickets like a Dr. Disrespect. If they do permaban them for things like this, which I think is more than fair, he would obviously jump to another platform. But here we are getting sort of the free pass again. What do you guys think of this?
He broke the law.
Yeah.
He publicly filmed people in a restroom. Like, that's law breaking. So if it's not the matter of like Twitch community guidelines or whatever, like it's literally he broke the law and it's on camera. So like I don't really want to admit this, but sometimes I watch on YouTube this guy who does like recaps on things that happen on Twitch, and a lot of the involvement is who gets banned and who's unbanned. And so I kind of see what falls, like, what Twitch jumps on straight away, and then, kind of where they sit with certain circumstances. And the fact that this person, like, sorry, Dr. Disrespect got, what, 14 days, was it?
14 days.
14 days for breaking the law.
A little old slap on the wrist.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's just like, you know, if it's the money makers, if it's the high earners of Twitch, they get a different set of, like, rules.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they, you know, doesn't apply to them. So I don't know how, like, I know that it's their platform, so technically whatever they say goes, and it's a matter of if people aren't happy about it, then leave the platform. But I don't know, just like something like this high volume, this in your face, this so publicly, especially at E3, I kind of feel like that more should have been done, and it's just stupid. It's like, this is the one time where I've really just gone, this is fucking stupid.
What about you, Dream? I know you've got a pretty good stance on streamers as a whole, but what do you think about this Dr. Disrespect related situation here?
It's such a loaded question. I can't tell you how little I give a fuck about this whole story. I really can't.
That's exactly the angle I thought we were going to get.
Like, I hate everything about this story. I hate that it's about a streamer. I hate that we care about this guy. I hate that he got banned for 2 weeks and came back for something dumb, and that's news. And yeah, I hate that he's a piece of shit filming people in toilets. It does make me laugh, and it does make me think of this great video on YouTube. Guy catches another guy looking under the toilet stall. It was on, I think I saw it on like Joe Rogan's someone's podcast. And anyway, just YouTube that. It goes for 30 seconds. This guy's sitting on a toilet, and then he's recording like just the ground, and then he moves the camera down, and you see this guy just like watching him under, but like it's like the guy gets caught, and he's so awkward about it. It's hilarious. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think this is just dumb. This is dumb. This is such a waste of time.
It is dumb, and it is a waste of time. In regards to, like, regardless of not, Twitch is a part of the gaming community. It's heavily ingrained in there, so it's always going to be topical. I guess it just boils down to double standards, and Twitch still being probably still the highest rated and most popular gaming streaming platform. But
there's a whole world out there, right? Like, I disagree with the notion. No, I don't disagree with the notion that they're ingrained. Like, it totally is ingrained in gaming. But like, you could happily live a gaming life without stumbling across Twitch. You could totally do that, and I feel like that is the richest side of gaming too. Like, I don't know. I don't have like a great metaphor or analogy for it, but I do feel like there's something very gross and toxic about this streaming culture, and I feel like we focus on it so much because it is very in your face and it's everywhere you look if you're on social media. But if you just kind of take a step back and just look at what's happening in gaming on whole, you can totally find a happier place that is so bullshit free elsewhere without like getting caught up in this stuff.
And that's true, and it's obviously going to fall down to personal preference. Like, I don't really want to delve into the battles of whether Twitch is, good or bad and start debating with you. I'm just going to speak from a personal aspect. I do jump on Twitch. I jump on Twitch a lot. I enjoy it, and I think that comes from a lot of my background in being the younger sibling and having an older brother and watching him play and still finding enjoyment of enjoying a game as a viewer. And also I've made a lot of good, community friendships and joined a lot of groups based on having a mutual interest in a game and finding these people within streaming networks. So I've seen the benefits of working on, jumping on Twitch and being engaged in Twitch. I agree with you. There is so much shit on there. So obviously you filter it to, you try and stay out of the bullshit and stick to the good stuff, you're usually fine. So
yeah.
But as in terms of like a media viewing source, like Twitch is like, apart from YouTube, Twitch is the other side, that's the live side, I guess, the other way that you can engage. But you're right. If it's not for you, you can totally take yourself away from it. You can totally disconnect yourself from it. But I've just seen positives in it. I've had good experiences in it. So Twitch is going to be in my lifestyle.
Dr. Disrespect is not having the best experience in it right now because his sub count is the lowest it's been in over 18 months. So
what is it, like 20,000?
it's still very substantial. Like it's over 11,000, but like for the last 18 months, he's averaged about 25,000. So there's been quite the drop, sort of the last few months, which is very interesting to see. Like he was at 23K in May, and now he's sitting at around 11 for June. So maybe some people out there are getting a little bit sick of his shtick. Like there is a lot of young or early adults that fully endorse this guy and love his edginess and all that other shit that he carries on about, and they're very blind to what he did, as you said, Ali. That was a criminal act. There was some young-ish looking people in that video when he sort of walks into the bathroom. Like it's a dicey situation. So I'm curious to see if any type of criminal ramifications ripple off the back of this, or anything legal might ripple through. No doubt some of the people in that know that he's a pretty successful content creator. Maybe they're going to try and get a little bit of cash out of Dr. Disrespect, but
don't blame him.
It's just this, like, it's gross. And I know, like, I'm sort of with you in a little bit, Dream, as far as these bigger, larger than life characters in Twitch that sort of shadow over a lot of the more relatable, normalized people that do the good stuff on the daily. But the fact that Twitch are just so quick to dismiss what's happened here, it's like, yeah, you've paid your dues here. You've set out 14 days. Welcome back to our platform, Mr. Disrespect, and keep bringing all your subscribers in because we want that money. And like, it's so blatantly obvious, and you've seen similar with like PewDiePie with his various antics on YouTube, and a whole host of other big dogs out there that just are money earners that just get second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances where, if it was a you or me streaming on there, we'd probably be banned for life.
Permanently,
so,
yeah.
The world we live in.
Yeah, and like I'm also going to say it's not just Dr. Disrespect. This is a reoccurring thing with a lot of popular streamers where they break certain rules, and people have actually reflected on saying, well, this person did something similar and they got a permanent ban. This person did technically something worse, and they only got but the only difference is one has more viewers, more subscribers than the other one. So
yeah,
it's I guess it's just like more about like, I mean, the more that this happens, Twitch is setting a standard, so if they're gonna keep going this way, I guess, I don't know, accountability? Like who's responsibility of that? But
it's just that whole Tony Montana's like, first you get the money, then you get the power. And then I guess in Dr. Disrespect's case, he also got the women because he cheated on his wife.
One more than he should.
Yeah. Anyway, let's
push
move
it
on.
to the limit.
Let's move on to a topic that I reckon Dream might be a lot more positive to talk about. Sony announces live-action Final Fantasy XIV TV series. This comes via way of Joshua Rivera at Kotaku. Sony Pictures Television and production company Hivemind Entertainment, the company behind Netflix's forthcoming adaptation of The Witcher and Amazon's The Expanse, announced a partnership with Square Enix to develop a live-action Final Fantasy TV series based on the online role-playing game Final Fantasy XIV. The live-action television series will tell an original story set in Erosia, the world where Final Fantasy XIV is set.
That was awful.
How do you pronounce it?
Eosia.
Fucking some wanky bullshit. When the series will focus on what the series will focus on is still under wraps, but per a press release, it will explore the struggle between magic and technology in a quest to bring peace to a land in conflict. Also promised are the series' longtime calling cards, Magitech and Beastmen, airships, and chocobobs, as well as the live-action debut of Sid. It's still in the development stage. There's still no word on who will be cast, nor is there any footage to speak of. Same goes for what network or streaming service you'll find the show on, or even a premiere date. Dream, does this tickle your Final Fantasy pickle?
No, not at all.
Well,
no,
wow.
I mean it's just because it's not. So this is the second TV series adapted from Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know if you remember, we did talk about it on this show, and it has come out. There's a show created in Japan called Child of Light, and it's about this like father-son relationship where
Oh,
there's a
yeah,
huge
this was
I
ages
remember
ago.
there's a
this.
huge disconnect, and the dad, I think the dad gets like laid off work, and so the son decides that it would be good if his dad started playing Final Fantasy XIV, and they have this in-game friendship that they don't, but like the son knows what's going on, but the father doesn't know that he's like, that's his son, and so they connect and talk. It's so weird. Anyway, it's just I've played a lot of Final Fantasy XIV. It's not it's a really cool world, but it's like I don't know what you would do for a TV show, and like it's such high fantasy. That's the thing. Like it is high fantasy. So if you look, like Google Final Fantasy XIV right now, image search it, and like look at the costumes, look at the world, look at the aesthetics. Like how the fuck does any of that look good in live action? None of it would. So I'm not looking forward to this. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be about as great as a wet fart.
They can be pretty humorous.
And like talking about the company, sorry, I missed the name of that company, but they did The Expanse. The Expanse sucks. The Witcher hasn't come
doesn't.
out.
The Expanse is great.
The Expanse sucks, Brendan. It sucks, and it's time
You
you
don't
wake
know
up to
science
yourself and
fiction.
realize that.
I've just seen some pictures of some half-naked bunny women. That might go down well.
That might go down well. You're right, Ali. Yeah, no, I don't. Show me The Witcher first. I think that'll be like the litmus test here.
I think The Expanse is a good measuring stick to it
dude,
too. I like The
dude.
Expanse.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'll take fine,
can't-
but I think
I
it's
can't
better
take
than
any
fine.
Are you both image searching Final Fantasy XIV right now?
I did. You
Yeah.
said
No,
you
yeah, I
said you
do,
should
I
check.
know.
I'm like, I'm curious.
It's weird. It's very weird.
It is weird. A lot of the pictures like really seem like it's further away from what I remember Final Fantasy once being.
If this was an anime, I'm all for it. I'm all for it because it's
Yeah.
like this content lends itself so perfectly to an anime, but live action is just no good.
I'm with you. Like if they made it look like animation style, the same as Advent Children, I think that would be phenomenal. I'd be all up in that. Give me some of that sort of CGI Final Fantasy world, but yeah, like it would look a little bit funny. Like if they go like for like with those costumes and what have you, it will look a little bit interesting on screen. But I guess you could look at something like the Monster Hunter movie they're making at the moment, which is pretty high fantasy, and they've got big obnoxious costumes and big obnoxious weaponry, and it doesn't look too ridiculous from that leak trailer. But yeah, I don't know.
like,
I think so. Why is that story? Why 14?
well, that's a really good question. Who knows? Like, cause no, because like you're right. Why 14? Probably because 14 is the most. There is a story, but it's not centered around specific characters. It's centered around your character who you create. So it's kind of, open, if that makes sense. And it's
Okay.
it's a you could just keep going with that story as well as they do more expansions. So I guess if you did it in any other Final Fantasy story, it has to be that story start to finish, those characters start to finish, and that's just too hard maybe. Whereas this, you can tell like a really simple, single, isolated story in a short amount of time, and you're not beholden to anything that's been done already, if that makes sense.
If they were smart, they just should have done all the stories, and then they could just do seasons.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe you need a producer credit, Ali.
Damn straight I do.
Yeah.
Give me Final Fantasy X and a bit of ha ha ha. I want to see that in live
The
action.
best worst game laugh in history right there.
100%. Though I did like the game.
All right, the last bit of news we're going to bring to the table today. Narrative-based PUBG game announced from new team led by Dead Space creator, and this comes via way of Emma Kent at Eurogamer. Far from being contained to Battle Royale, PUBG Corp is branching out into narrative titles, as this week the company has unveiled its new studio, Striking Distance. The studio will create an original narrative experience within the PUBG universe, whatever that may be. A post-Soviet thriller, an adventure through the Thai jungle, a Mad Max version of Miramar. In any case, it seems the new studio will be in good hands, as industry veteran Glenn Schofield is taking the helm as CEO. As vice president and general manager of Visceral Games, and later a co-founder of Sledgehammer, he's worked on some major titles such as Dead Space and Call of Duty. In his introductory video, Schofield said he's looking forward to, in quotes, the freedom to explore the PUBG universe and the opportunities that offers, which we view as beyond Battle Royale, end quotes. In terms of practicalities, Striking Distance is being built from the ground up and will be based in San Ramon, California. It's wholly owned by PUBG Corp, meaning the mother company will also publish the new title. What do you guys reckon of this? A PUBG narrative-esque experience, potentially. Why?
Technically they've got all the freedom in the world to create a narrative because it's literally just a blank space. And are they basing it on the first map, or do all the other maps come into play? Or are they just like, hey, it's a PUBG universe, make something special about frying pans and that's about it, enjoy.
A humble chef goes rogue after his daughter is abducted by the Mexican cartel.
That's exactly right. I like the whole like post-Soviet thriller kind of thing. Like there are like little elements of it that you can kind of see, and like this guy's attachment to Dead Space and I guess a bit of Call of Duty can kind of set some kind of tone if he, keeps it like that.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a Ghost Recon Wildlands. That's what I'm thinking it could work with. Okay. Something like that. Got that third person over the shoulder camera style. Still got the action and the shooter mechanics, but a storyline weaved in. Dream, what do you reckon about this? Are PUBG going to stick the landing on a narrative-based entry to their universe?
They absolutely will. This is going to be the best game of the year that it comes out in. No, I don't know. It's weird. You're right. It's kind of funny. I just think like PUBG with a story is just Battle Royale, the movie.
Yeah.
And anything and then it really is just a bad imitation of something that was really good. It's cool. I don't know. I don't necessarily have like a problem with it. It just kind of reminds me of like Telltale style games where they themselves are sort of spin-offs. Like the Minecraft, like if you think of the Minecraft Telltale game, that's a story that's in a very abstract kind of world. So, it definitely like it's possible. It'd be cool to see what it actually looks like.
Yeah. Like they've got a veteran sort of helming this, which is great, but this is getting blood from a stone almost, because what world exists currently in PUBG apart from post-apocalyptic looking areas where you're just shooting 99 other people to try and get a chicken dinner. So I don't know, but I guess it gives them a pretty big clean slate to play with as far as creating a world out of that too. So I don't know.
There's some humor in there though. Like if you look at like the PUBG trailers, they're funny trailers. I recall one where the guy's like jumping out of a caravan, he's getting shot at, but he's like blocking it with a fry pan, and it just kind of looks absurd. But it's the humor you understand because you know the game, and I think there's probably some things there that would make any kind of story interesting. Like what do you do with the fry pan in the story? That's kind of, I don't know.
You think it's going to be like a Hobbs and Shaw based video game where they're just going to go over the top as opposed to more grounded realism, just big extraordinary ways to kill.
Stupid movie.
I cannot wait for Hobbs and Shaw.
The trailers are so insane.
So stupid.
It is possibly, it's maybe the film I'm looking forward to the most this year. In a year that John Wick 3 came out, this is the action film I want to see.
It looks bonkers.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Anyway, I don't know.
The only thing I could think of is maybe this game will set the stage of the lead up to what leads to battle royales. Maybe.
Yeah.
They could do the establishing. Like at the end of the game, it kind of brings up why battle royales happen. Maybe. But and how the land became so barren. So like everyone's dirty in. Like, well, especially my character, but in PUBG, like everyone's character is disheveled and, kind of wrecked. Although they need to explain why everyone jumps out of a plane and who drives those planes. But
maybe it starts from Iron Chef, and the Iron Chefs got fed up to try and see who was the king of Iron Chef. Hence the battle royale started, and there's the fry pan weave in where Bobby Flay and all those types of guys and girls are trying to see who is the ultimate master in the kitchen, and so they fight to the death.
Maybe people are in like some like poverty, and in order to win food, let's say a chicken dinner, you have to survive a battle royale just to eat.
Oh, maybe Colonel Sanders is the evil baron, and he promises chicken dinners to the poor while they're raising the chickens for his farms that he then sells, to millions of locations around the world. Maybe it's a KFC origin story.
Mm-hmm.
It writes itself.
Yeah. Sign us up. We've got this covered. After San Ramona.
Yeah, and Cali. San Ramon.
I'm halfway there.
That's it. just jump on the bus and head down there. Knock on
knock on the door.
Knock on Schofield's door.
Yeah, I got some ideas.
All right, so that has been the news this week. I thought we would wrap this episode up with a little game show. Something a little bit different. On the back of my recent diagnosis that I am very, very much addicted to The Price is Right, I thought we'd play a little game that is in the same vein as the final showcase, where you two have made your way through, you've spun the wheel, you're at the final showcase, and if you can remember from the Australian versions with Larry Emder, there's a fixed price, but in this regard, it's going to be a year in question, and you're going to rotate and take turns as I give little facts, and you guess the year, and I can say higher or lower from there. So does that make sense?
It does.
So it's sort of like a spin on the who am I. It's instead like a what year am I talking about here. So I'm going to be giving facts. Ali, you can go have the first guess. If you get it right, obviously the game ends right then and there. But if Dream guesses and it's wrong, I'll rattle off the next fact, so on and so forth until we crack which year I am talking about in video games. So let's start things off. So if we start on the first day of this year, January 1st.
2001.
That is incorrect.
Higher or
You are
lower?
out for this factoid.
Thanks for taking my turn, Sam.
Is it is it your turn?
I thought you said I could go
I
first.
thought
Yeah, I said Ali could go
Oh,
first.
my bad. I thought you said we could like.
It would have been great if you got it too.
I thought you said if I stuff it up, it's Ali's turn.
Yeah, no, so...
Oh, don't worry. I don't forget I said anything, guys.
Okay,
It's
so
cool.
on January 1, Battle Arena Toshiden came out, which is one of the first fully realized 3D fighting games.
Oh, I love that game, by the way.
1988.
Have you guys
You
played
do?
that? Yeah, it's like you playing mechs.
Yes.
Oh.
So jumping forward to May 11 through 13, the first annual Electronic Entertainment Expo is held in Los Angeles, California.
I just want to say that I actually, because I know the audience may have heard me, I already said 1988, so if that guess was wrong, then it's on to Sam.
That is incorrect, and it is higher.
Yeah, it's 1997 or something.
That is incorrect, and it is lower. We are jumping to the next.
1994?
We're jumping to the next fact here.
So whose turn is it?
Mine now. But apparently every time I say my year, I always get it at the wrong time.
July 21st, the Virtual Boy 32-bit console was released in Japan. It was subsequently discontinued on December 22nd of the same year.
Well, I'm going to say 1994 again.
That is incorrect, and it is higher.
1996.
Ah, shit.
Dream, that is incorrect,
Fuck!
and it is lower.
1995!
1995 is correct.
I fucking finally won!
God damn it! I had some good zingers in here. I had some good facts.
I noticed that you really didn't want us to say our answers because every time I said one, you would just keep talking. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just sit here.
In your corner.
In my corner, shut up.
Okay, a couple of other notable things that came out in the year of 1995. Controversial point-and-click adventure game Phantasmagoria came out on the PC. August 14, the NES is discontinued in North America.
Oh, shit.
September 9th of 1995, Sony releases the PlayStation console in the United States. And a few months prior to that, on May 11th, Sega releases the Sega Saturn in the United States, which was the beginning of the end for Sega and building of consoles and hardware. In October of that year, Time Crisis debuted in the arcades. November 5th, Twisted Metal debuted on the PlayStation 1. November 20th, Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy Kong's Quest landed on the SNES. And in November 5th, GameFAQs debuted on the web. I've got a few other ones. Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness came out on December 9th of 1995. Dream, I know you'd be a big fan of that one.
I've actually only played it a couple of times.
Oh, well, fuck you then.
Jeez. Oh my god.
So yeah, 1995 was a bit of a banner year. Like obviously that was the creation of the Sony PlayStation, the fall of Sega, a fair few games coming out. Like Time Crisis was a bit of a big deal for its day as far as one of those penultimate, genre-defining arcade shooters.
And they stopped doing the SNES.
They did stop doing. Oh no, the NES. The NES got wound down.
NES.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then in November of that year, Nintendo unveiled a playable version of the Nintendo Ultra 64, which obviously was renamed to the Nintendo 64, at the 7th Annual Nintendo Space World Software Exhibition. Man, that event just rolls off the tongue. And they demonstrated two games, Kirby Ball 64 and Super Mario 64. So, 1995, hell of a time. I was 9 years old.
I was something years old. I'm not good with age anymore, or years. I don't even know how old I am now, but it was definitely prime time.
So yes, that is the first round of what year is it? That was 1995. Thanks for playing.
Name in.
Cool.
The name is obviously in progress.
Yes, very much so. So this has been episode 157 of the Hungry Gamers podcast. Is there anything yourselves want to say before we close this down for another week?
I actually don't think I've got anything to say.
No, I'm good.
All right. Ending this episode on a high note. Thank you, everyone in the 8-Bit Nation, for listening. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe us on your podcasting hosting platform of choice. And be sure to leave us one of those tasty reviews on the iTunes if you can, because it helps keep those emotional lights on in our hearts while you're there rating and reviewing and subscribing. Be sure to do the same to every member of the hashtag 8-Bit Collective, as well as all the other podcasts you listen to on the daily, because it means an absolutely awful lot to us all. But yes, this has been episode 157. We'll see you next week for the world first episode 158. I've been Brendan. You can find me at Brendan 8-Bit. That has been Ali and Salim. You can find them at Miss Ali Hart and at Salim TD. But until next week, 8-Bit Nation, much love.
Stay hungry.
You've been listening to The Hungry Gamers, one of many gaming and geek culture related podcasts from the 8-Bit Collective over on 8bit.net. Check out more episodes on your podcast service of choice. And while you're there, please be sure to rate and subscribe. Until next time, boys and girls, stay hungry.